amazingly talented special guest. Now, I'm going to call him the Blue Eyed Bandit. Joseph Steyne is joining me in the Dollhouse Fashion Dolls. So let's introduce our second special guest. This is the second interview. We just did our first interview with Shedrack Anderson, and that was an amazing interview. That one is up right now, and it is loading to my channel. So make sure you guys go on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime, and be on the lookout for the clips. Now, joining me tomorrow, we have Jarek Tucker and at 3 and 4. All right. So let me go ahead and send this on to Joseph so that we can dive right into this interview. Are you guys ready? This is the second show of the day. We just did our first one with Shedrick Anderson, and that one is already up in case you guys missed it. So be on the lookout for the highlights. I'm super excited. All right, fashion dolls. So while we're waiting on Joseph, again, make sure you guys are being safe out here this holiday season. It is cold down here in South Carolina, so make sure you guys are staying warm. So without further ado, let's welcome our incredibly talented, handsome, second special guest, Mr. Joseph Steyne.
Cool.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Dollhouse.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. Do I detect an accent?
Yeah, yeah. Very, very British accent.
Okay, okay. So before we kick off this interview, how has 2022 been for you so far? I know it's been crazy with everything that's going on with you in the UK. I'm in the United States, South Carolina. So, in one word, going into the new year, what is one word you would use to describe 2022?
2022 changes. And as per has been for me and just and things like that. But I think also there's been a lot of slow, steady change in the way I was sort of looking at myself. I think that's a lot of that's about changes in home life and settling, things like that, settling down, things like that. I think changes sums it up nicely.
Absolutely. It definitely perfectly. And it's definitely been an eye-opening experience for all of us because we never expected this to come. We never expected this. Me and my mom was talking about it, how the world just sort of went on pause. And if you're in the New York area, you guys know if you're an actor, how difficult it was if you're on doing theater on Broadway, how a lot of shows got shut down, production got shut down due to the pandemic. So a lot of changes. I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think
All
sort of
right,
some
so
people,
let's dive right in.
there's a little delay, so I'm gonna have to make sure not to just
No,
talk. I
no,
was
you're
going to
good.
say
Go
that
ahead. You were
I was
saying?
going to say that when there's something so monumental that doesn't, doesn't happen very often, and as a world, we went through something traumatic that there
Yes.
has to be some good that people that if they're learning. I learned a lot about myself during that time, and off the back of it, I've made some changes, but that we collectively have gone through something traumatic, and we from that, and if we can learn from that, then at least some good will come from it.
Yes, it totally was an eye-opening experience for all of us, the whole entire world. Like we never expected anything like this. Unfortunate to happen, but it's brought us closer together more than anything.
Yeah, I hope
All
so.
right, fashion dolls. Can you can you guys hear me? Can y'all see me? All right, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it with our very special guest. Now, In the beginning, I asked you, I said, I detect an accent. Tell us where you're from and what made you get your start into the acting business because you've got a catalog full of films that you've shot throughout the years. Like your catalog is just prestigious. So tell us, how did you get your start into acting?
Uh, born and raised in Sheffield, in England. And I apparently I, I got a part playing Baby Bear in the Goldilocks and the Three Bears when I was at school. And my mum said that I just took it so seriously and like really like threw myself into it. I was something like that, and uh, I'm not very academic. I didn't particularly enjoy my time at school. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Um, and I was lucky, very lucky, that the at my secondary school, my high school, uh, the drama teachers there were interesting. Interesting. They didn't do what I consider to be the norm for school plays, um, and did things that actually touched on sort of social issues uh, and or political issues, and the first opportunity I auditioned for the school play, um, which was written by the head of drama at my school and was about the um, massacre of Native Americans at Wounded Knee, and was just, yeah, I was blown away by the ability to connect. It's difficult to not sort of, put back onto something that happened 30 years ago. Um, but
Yeah.
like, I think the ability to tell stories of humanity, and that this was so far removed from my life in Sheffield, but lots of the ideas of humanity are the same the world over. And from there, I found opportunities to perform. I joined a youth theatre um, at the theatre in Sheffield, which is a famous theatre, but famous for hosting a snooker tournament. So it's not, but again, very, very lucky that the guy who ran the youth theatre was a very interesting, off the wall, um, yeah, interesting guy, and he offered me um, the lead or the title role in a play about written by and about a child who survived the Hiroshima bomb. And again, so I was 14 at the time, and again, just interesting stories with real political messaging that touched me, and yeah, from there I just sort of, that was it. I was, I had the bug, and um, yeah, life got in the way a few times, but eventually sort of just keep at it, and um, yeah, get opportunities to perform, and just, yeah, just plow on and keep going until someone wants to hire me.
And fast forward, that did happen. You've gotten some roles, and these are just three that I'm going to go through because I could go through the whole catalog. You've landed a role on Bad Girls, which was in 1999. You've went on to do The Seditionist in 2018. and now the most current one that is out that everyone is talking about is The War Below. So out of all of your projects that you've done, because you have a very prolific catalog of work, which one holds a very special place to your heart? And is there any that you could relate to character wise?
I think character-wise, there's two sides. So I went to a drama school. I went to a very um, classic English style drama school in sort of 2000, which didn't work for me personally. Um, it wasn't the right sort of training for me, and got me very, very anxious and in my head about how to perform and what people wanted from me. But in about about 7 years ago, I started going to Anthony Mendel's actors workshops, and his teaching and the tutors there changed something, flipped something about how I approach my work and myself, and from that point on, it is impossible for me to not resonate with any character that I'm playing, because essentially I'm showing so much more of myself, and conversely, since then I've got more work and I've got more interesting work, and I don't think the two things are. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that people, audiences, directors, and producers as well, but audiences want to see people and their humanity and their honesty, and really it was a changing point going to those American style, US style scene study classes, and particularly Anthony's teachings that allowed me to bring more of myself to my work. But in terms of what the first part was, it sort of most proud of, most fun. The War Below, I absolutely, I loved working on that. I thought it was such an amazing script. It's such a lovely part. It was amazing crew and cast, and it was obvious there were a lot of people working on it. They were working on it because they really loved the story and the project as a whole. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that film. I think it's a beautiful film.
Yes. Now, are there any, going to 2023, are there any actors that you would like to work with in the future? If so, who would be your dream collaboration? Who would you like to collab with going into the new
year? Well, there are a couple that I've recently done a couple of tapes that I would absolutely love. They were just fantastic parts and fantastic projects. So I don't really want to just name drop the people that are in that, because that's like, I would love to have a job waiting for me in February. But there are some actors doing some really interesting work at the moment, and I just think that actually, particularly in the UK TV has taken a massive jump towards the quality of US TV. But like the entire cast of Succession, I'd love to. I'd love to work with Brian Cox. I would love it. But yeah, there's so many. I think Tom Hardy would be a great one. I used to get for a little while that people said I reminded them of him. I reminded them of him, and I just thought, oh, it'd be great to work with him and put it to bed.
and that there is this canny resemblance in a way.
I used to
Yes.
get it
Do you get that a
more.
lot?
I used to get it more, but I don't know if that's just he's not working at the same rate. There was a period where he was just everywhere, so he's in everyone's consciousness. But I get it. I get it a little bit.
And Karen, hi Karen. She says the war below was amazing. So many great actors. Now, let's talk about that film project because it's an amazing project and it was taped back in 2021. What was it like getting the call for this project right here that everybody is still talking about it? And I guarantee you people walk up to you and still talk about it. Do people still walk up to you and like, oh my God, did you
One of
resonate
the
with this character?
my friend messaged the other day and said that she was talking to someone and they went, "Oh my God, I've just watched this amazing film. You've got to watch it. It's called The War Below." And she just started giggling. She's like, "Ah, my friend's in there." I it was getting the call was brilliant because um, I I read the script. I was on a flight. I was reading the script and I was crying on this flight. I was on my own and I was just sort of crying over this script, and and it really resonated. It was a story. It's based on a true story, and it's a story I wasn't aware of, um, and and it just brought out something that we don't see that sort of film very often anymore. It was a real sort of heartfelt, honest. Um, it was a war film on in a very small scale, and there are some big shots in it and things like that, but at the heart of it, it's a very um, personal story, and I think Sam Hazeldine just absolutely phenomenal, brilliant actor, and just played that part so beautifully. And I did the tape and I loved it, and I had real fun with the tape, and I sent it off. And there's occasionally, I don't do this very often. I've taught myself not to do this, but I sent the tape off, and then a few days later, I turned to my partner and was like, I'm now waiting for that call. I'm waiting for the call to say that I've got it, and it's like I'm like, oh, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. And she said, you got to stop thinking about it. You'll send yourself crazy. And yeah, okay. So I didn't hear anything about it, and I thought, okay, well, never mind this. We can't get everything, and we don't get everything, and we don't get. And then I got a call saying, just to let you know, filming has been pushed back a little bit, so they still haven't made a decision. I was like, oh, well, if they haven't made a decision, then I'm not a no. So then I got another week of like thinking about it. So when I got the call, I was like, I sort of almost didn't believe it, because I thought that it had just passed me by. I thought that this wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I was delighted. I was really delighted. I felt a lot for it as a project, and it had been a while. It had been a while since I'd got both the part in a film that I felt was really worthy. Um, yeah, it'd been a while, so it meant quite a lot.
And it still resonates with people today in this year, 2021, going into the new year. It's still going to be one of the most talked about film projects. It's been nominated for some awards as well too. It's so powerful. So if you guys have not seen it, please go and check out The War Below. All right. Now it's the Christmas holidays. So we're going to have some fun here with Joseph. And I know tradition for him in the UK is a little bit different than down here in the United States. So we're going to do something called the
Okay.
Rapid Five Holiday Edition. And Joseph has to tell us 5 things he can't live without for the Christmas holidays. All right. So let's go. What are 5 things that Joseph can't live without for the Christmas
It's my
holiday.
birthday on Christmas Eve. So,
Really
so
interesting.
5 things. I'll try and do it in the format rapid fire. Family, uh, in some form. Mince pies. Is that a very British
Okay.
thing, mince pies? It's
Yes.
not. Yeah.
Yes.
So, uh, do you know what? I'm really sorry. I other than maybe reflection, um,
Yes.
uh, find food and probably, and yeah, it's got to be some bubbles, some champagne.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect holiday. And I love started off with family. And that's the same tradition that we have down here in the United States is where we spend time with our family during the holidays and things. Now I know for you being an actor, how do you find that balance with filming projects? You know, it can be close to the holidays or whatever, and then going back to visit family. How do you find that balance?
One thing I've learned, and one thing that the pandemic taught me was the benefit of FaceTiming um, friends and parents.
Mm,
Um, I I have a completely different relationship with my dad since the pandemic because of the type of people we were. We didn't really call and speak to each other, but during the pandemic we FaceTimed, and it's completely different. It's such a more it's so much more of a connected and and fed relationship now that we now that we FaceTime each other and my friends as well, like um that yeah, being able to connect with someone while seeing them, even if it is virtually, was yeah a huge thing. And I think that's really nice. You know, when I go away and work, I FaceTime my partner most days, and that sort of keeps it in touch. And like I say, because because my birthday is Christmas Eve, we've and my partner's birthday is is the day after New Year's, so we actually quite like to go away over the Christmas period and go and get some sun. And I've done that for a few years, but again, just being able to call someone, see them. My sister, who is older than me, she for a long time used to phone up in the morning and ask if I'd got a stocking. I was like, no, I don't have a stocking anymore. But yeah, my my family's kind of spread around, so it's quite nice to have a period where I'll go and see them at various points over the holidays.
yes. And UK tradition a little bit different than how we do our tradition, but the only thing is we spend time with family and the power of technology we're doing now, being able to talk with each other. I was watching a few days back Jerry from the Spice Girls, Ginger Spice, and she and her daughter were in the kitchen and they were baking alongside each other. But it wasn't like the cakes we make down here in the USA. The cakes were a little bit different. So it's a little bit different for tradition, you know, in the UK than down here in the United States. So what is your go-to holiday dessert that you would like?
uh, so the traditional Christmas pudding, which is like a hard,
Oh,
sort of the hard cake that you end up steaming for hours. My my dad taught me. So this is gross, to fry Christmas pudding in goose fat and
I have
that's
to
been.
see it.
Say that again.
I said I definitely have to see it. I definitely would.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't think many people do it. I think it's the Eastern European in him that's like, oh, goose fat fry, yeah. But it's good. It's really good.
All right, that's something new to try that I might definitely try because I'm a foodie. I love to try different dessert recipes and things for the holidays. So who knows? We might try that.
Go try it. Yeah, I love food. I love cooking. I quite like baking.
It is so therapeutic. So are you going to be baking during the holidays? Because I know you said your birthday's on Christmas Eve. Are there any special birthday plans for the holidays?
No, my partner's going to take me out for a meal. We found a nice restaurant, and we'll save ourselves the washing up, and we'll get someone else, get a professional to cook. But I'm cooking tomorrow. We're going over to my partner's for sort of a pre Christmas meetup. I'm going to take over the starters, so I'm making um, some pates and some or a terrine or something tomorrow. That's my plan.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. I guess. And you're celebrating early, and then your birthday's on Christmas Eve, and then the day after Christmas, then Christmas is the same thing. So yeah, oh my goodness, you have a lot planned, a good bit planned. All right, so going into 2023, because after this year, 2022, after December, you're going right into the new year. Okay. So are what is something that you're manifesting for going into 2023, into the new year?
Um, there's a couple of things, one or two that I'm afraid I'm going to keep a little bit close. So a couple of personal things that there's hopefully 2023 will be joyous. Um, but really, honestly, the big thing for me is to continue progressing with the work that I'm getting, and indeed the work that I'm auditioning for and not getting is also progressing. It's a good reminder. Um, and the to continue to develop my relationship with my partner and grow that stronger. And I think that's the big one.
Absolutely. And not only that, but for the war below, I'm manifesting because I see it in the future. I see this film already in the film festivals and being nominated because it's Emmy season and the Emmy nominees have already went out. But this project, and even though it took place back in 2021, I feel like it should be nominated for an Emmy or an Oscar because it was such an outstanding project. We did such an amazing job on it. So that's what I'm manifesting. So who knows? Can we see that in the future?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's a lovely film. I'd like. I think I'd like more people to see it. I think there are still some people who haven't. I think they should.
I think so also as well too. Like the film is so powerful. And if you guys have not seen it, it is out right now. So make sure you guys go and check out The War Below. So before we conclude this interview, because I see Dante here, Dante, and me and Dante did an interview not too long ago last week. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Some of my guests throughout the week are coming here in this interview. So it's great to see them as well too. So hey, you got love from Argentina. How does that feel?
It's beautiful. Thank you.
How does it feel to know that you have supporters all over the world, myself included, from the United States to everywhere, and they're watching your projects, your work?
it's warming. I think, like I said at the beginning, that the reason that I was drawn to acting was about making connection, and um, you know, when that comes back, or when that's realised, that it lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. I make choices. It's been tough occasions, worth it in the end. You know.
And, look at you now, still making amazing projects and so much more to come. Support 100%. If you guys see this powerful film, it's right now. It's called The War Below. Please go and check it out. It's a great film. It's a great project. I've had two great shows with two amazing actors today. So you guys can catch them both on Style by Stevie Daytime. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So with closing thoughts in this amazing interview, are there any thoughts you would like to leave to your fans, to your supporters, Joseph? Because I'm so honored I got to speak with you. I'm like, Style by Stevie's going international. We're in the UK now. So, final thoughts that you would leave to your followers, to your supporters, because I'm pretty sure they love your work as well as I do.
Thank you. I just that I suppose we're all on our own little journey. This is mine. Uh, I'm glad that some other people can drop in and say hello and witness me growing. I suppose is what's always happening. But this is my little journey. I'm just happy to keep moving forwards on it.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. This was an amazing interview, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any questions for Joseph or myself? Hi, Jay Evans. Me, Jay Evans, and K Tooks. We did a music panel not too long ago. So make sure you guys go and check that out. So we're in two different parts. Joseph is in the UK, I'm in the USA. So you guys, we just got through talking about his project, The War Below, which is a powerful project. If you guys have not seen it, please go and see it. I manifested two things, and I think that this project should be nominated for an Emmy because it's Emmy season. The nominees have already been out, and it should be Oscar nominated as well too. So who knows what happens in 2023? It's so many great things to manifest and put into the future and put into fruition for the new year. So you guys just have to stay tuned. So we're waiting to see if you guys have any comments or questions because this was such, both interviews have been amazing interviews today. And I hope you guys go back and watch the replay because we had a good time today. I know I had a good time on both interviews, Shedrick and Joseph. Now, tomorrow joining me, we have Emmy nominated actor Jarek Taylor. He's going to be here tomorrow. And we have singer songwriter Cameo Holiday. So you guys are getting two shows back to back tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in 3 and 4 p.m. here on Style by Stevie. So in the meantime, between time, I know the holidays can be rough. I'm going to leave some encouraging words before we wrap up. I know the holidays can be rough for a lot of people. People get the holiday blues, lost relatives and families, and loved ones. But keep your head up. There's people out here that care. Reach out, talk to a family member. You can talk to me. My DMs are open. There's always someone out here that is listening. Don't ever think that no one is listening. Tell your story 100% because there's so many people that want to know and it can empower the next person and the next person and the next person. So stay true to who you are and remember, keep your head up. It gets better. This too shall pass. Do not let depression or anything keep you down and moving forward. And I remember I was depressed not too long ago, last week, and I said, "Oh my God, I almost thought I couldn't do it," but I kept pushing and I kept moving. So thank God for the team behind me: Jay Evans, K Tooks, my Island Yankee, um, Joseph Sherick, my guests. You guys keep me motivated and moving. So thank you guys for being the blueprint for me and to keep going and to keep moving forward. But to those who are suffering with holiday blues, because I know it's just like, God, Christmas will be here right before you know it. And it affects a lot of people. You slip deep into a depression. Don't ever let it get you that deep into a depression till you lose who you are. Remember, it gets better. So smile, pick up your head. And if you need some sunshine, I'm a fashion girl. So I always go through this. Throw on some color. Throw some color into your life. It will definitely make you feel good. Pick up something colorful. Color brings life. Remember that. And studies have proven that for people. If you're struggling with depression or whatever, add color to your life and have fun and live and love and laugh. So those are my final thoughts of the day, Fashion Dolls. Special thanks to both amazing actors, Shedrick Anderson and Joseph. Joseph, thank you so much for giving us a piece
Thank
of your time.
you.
I know you are very busy filming projects, so let everyone know where they can check out The War Below, because this film, if you guys have not seen it, you guys need to go see it.
I lost you there. Hello.
I'm, yes, I'm here. I must have delayed for a
Oh,
minute. I was saying, let everyone know where they can check out
oh,
the project, The War Below. Such a
the
phenomenal
War, the War
project.
Below, the War Below is on Netflix. Go check it out on Netflix.
All right. That UK invasion on Netflix is everything, y'all. Please go and check it out. It's an amazing project. Go and check it out if you haven't. It's a powerful project. And shout outs to all of you guys for viewing today's shows, both of them. We will see you guys tomorrow at 3 and 4. And again, Joseph, thank you so much for an
Thank you.
incredible conversation.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Steyne and The War Below is on Netflix. Make sure you guys go and check it out. And we will see you tomorrow, Fashion Dolls. And remember, stay styled by Stevie. Take care, everyone.